giving an example and discussing when is it when is it appropriate to compliment people. I believe some of us struggle with the appropriate way to interact with people when they're coming back in our lives, or sometimes you've been in a period of no contact. Y'all have lost contact with one another. Sometimes people come back into your life because y'all have lost contact as well. So just understanding as you come into, because I am promoting what I call becoming an aware empath, not an unaware empath, but an aware empath. An aware empath, you're aware. You know who you are, you know what you need and what you don't need, okay? And watch my other lives because I discuss in more detail what it is. But you're aware, no different than being an aware narcissist. So the sooner you can become an aware empath, the better off you'll be. So I mentioned in like the last video or the video before last, the situation where the best friend got back in contact with me, right? The best friend that I had, that I grew up with. Now, most of the time, y'all, your best friend will usually not be another lady. Most of the time, okay? So that's the red flag there. But one of the things about me, y'all, I don't care about what you own and what you don't own, right? And my bestie, she always calls herself my bestie or sis. She understands that my relationship with her, even from the time we were little bitty girls, has nothing to do with what she owns and what I own, because we didn't own anything. Our parents and grandparents did, and our step parents did. We had nothing. We're little girls. So as you grow up, you outgrow some of these friendships, and a lot of times the friendships can't really prosper, even if they're supposed to prosper more, because y'all live in different states. Okay, so the thing is, when she first called me, I said, "Who is this?" Okay, and she said, "Your sister." Okay, because I'm not gonna assume somebody calling from this particular area code is that person, because I haven't talked to her in quite a bit. So, oh, thank you so much for the like. So, as an aware empath, I strongly am able to control that too much too soon thing. You know, they call that the relationship going too fast, like in domestic violence. They call it too much too soon. Okay, so it's too many compliments, it's too many this, and that, and you ain't even known the person very long. Okay, but in this case, I have known her a very long time because she was my bestie since we were kids. Now, these are things that are different that we will have that will affect our friendship. Okay, and one of them is the smoking of marijuana. I don't smoke marijuana, but she does. And she has smoked marijuana for a very long time. This is also not something she did when we were children. Okay. It's not something she did when we were teenagers. It's something she started doing when she started branching off in other areas of her life. So we never smoked marijuana together or anything like that. But how this affects the friendship is this chemical, marijuana, is being put in her body. And marijuana is a downer, y'all. Let me see. I got a couple of comments here. Hold on. Let me just react to the comments so I'm not ignoring people, y'all. Um, Hello, Pepper. Um, Hello, IDK1. Thank you so much for the comments and for tuning in. So, marijuana can affect the friendship because it is a downer. So, when she first began smoking marijuana, it doesn't cause depression or anything at first. It's as you put it in your system. So, this type of stuff will affect the friendship. My bestie, as she would call me, she understands that I don't smoke and I don't approve of smoking. When she was here visiting back in 2018, um, she somehow kind of suggested smoking or whatever. Um, Kind of made it seem like it was no big deal to smoke, and I was like, no, I ain't gonna be having nobody smoke in front of my kids. However way it happened, because I was at her mom's house, because her mom lives in the state that I live in. So I basically set my boundary on smoking, and her smoking around me and my kids being in the house while it's being done. So she knows that's one thing we'll have that's different. Um, I wish she didn't smoke marijuana. Okay, she's been through some stressful times. I can actually see why she does it because she went through a lot of stress, y'all. And so have I. So that's a coping mechanism for her, but it will affect the friendship because she's putting a downer. Okay, marijuana ain't cocaine. So it will over time, whether you believe it or not, cause depression, and for some people, it causes erratic behavior where they even have temperaments. But for her, I would say it's going to cause more of a depressive attitude and stuff. So she calls me, and she didn't sound happy at first. You know, it's kind of like she may be pissed off at me because I stopped talking to her. Okay. I stopped talking to her when she brought her kids here and they came to visit. I didn't go around none of them. I was in complete no contact because I didn't like the way I was being treated. I felt very violated after all the help that my grandmother had offered her when she lived in my grandmother's restaurant and home, on and off. My grandmother helped to take care of her when she was pregnant. And none of this would have happened if it wasn't for me, right? Like, at any point, when I let my grandma know anybody that's in the home part of the restaurant, I don't want them there, they gotta kick rocks, right? So she's very blessed to have met me because she gets to stay with my grandmother when she's pregnant and at her hardest time in life, when her mother is neglecting her and worried about other things, the same way my mother was. Okay, my mother, I'm not downgrading her mother because my mother was on the same page. So that was something that me and my bestie had in common. At that particular time, in our teenage life, we were being neglected and not paid attention to by our mothers. So we had had my grandmother, and I was staying at her house as well. However, my grandmother had not abandoned me as far as my grandmother didn't run off to another state and abandon me. So when I was a teenage mom, I was able to live with my grandmother, but my grandmother was very emotionally neglectful. But my grandmother didn't sell the restaurant, jump ship, move out of town, and leave me in St. Louis, Missouri pregnant. She didn't do that. So my bestie calls, and this happened within the last week, y'all. So first thing I said to her was, "What's wrong? You don't sound very happy." Okay, so what I'm doing as an aware empath, I'm repelling this relationship. It's kind of like spraying pesticide or something on it. I'm repelling this, you know, anything that's in disagreement with my spirit, I'm not um, volunteering for it. So she gets that mood back in check, you know, she's kind of controlling herself. Through the conversation, I tell her about a couple of things going on with my kids. I sound happy about it. I'm not tripping. There's no sadness. She loves my jokes, y'all. She just was laughing, laughing, laughing at my jokes. And she has a wonderful sense of humor as well. Sometimes some of the stories she tells just be so funny. And it's been like that since childhood. So she's back there in South Carolina and stuff. So I asked about her kids and stuff like that. And one of her sons has moved back home. So she mentions that when she closed on her house, he moved back. Okay, so we're gonna right there. We're gonna stop right there. I know some billionaires that would have just said, Johnny just came back home. But she had to mention she closed on her house. And there's no jealousy of the house. But this is the thing with the friendship that's been long term like this. I don't care what you got. I don't. My friendship was never based upon what she has in the first place. My friendship has to do with her personality. And I wouldn't say it's a bad personality, but I noticed that like in 2018, she started like this comparison stuff. Evan, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make your comments respectful. Thank you so much. But thank you for tuning in. Evan Swindler, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Evan says timeout. So Evan, this is my channel, right? So, oh, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So I thought you said, can you get mod? Does that mean you want to be a modifier? You say you love the stream. Okay, thank you so much, Evan. So I misunderstood the other comment. Yeah. What does PLZ mod mean? What does that mean? Okay, thank you so much, Evan Swindler, for the positive comments and for everybody that's tuning in. Oh, it means please. And then what does the mod part mean? The MOD. Can I get mod? So what does the MOD mean? Because PLZ means please, Evan Swindler. So what does the MOD mean? Moderator? Is that what you're saying? Modifier? So you mean, do you mean a moderator? You want to be a moderator on my channel? Because I did mention the other day getting a moderator. Okay, so what I'll do, let me do a screenshot right now. So once I get to you. So why do you want to be a moderator on my channel? What's your reason for wanting that? Oh, you subscribe? Okay, thank you so much for subscribing. So what's your reason for wanting to be a moderator on my channel? Because you know I'm a pretty small channel, right? And thank you so much for subscribing. I'm very grateful for that. And you know, y'all might be thinking, well, what's the big deal of being a moderator? You know, you can put that on your resume. If you're on somebody's channel, you can actually, oh, you have a small channel too? So is your small channel under this channel that you're leaving the comment on, Evan Swindler? Okay. So people be bullying you. Yeah, I get bullies here too, Evan. So I did a screenshot that you're interested and I notated it. So when I get to that point, I will consider that, okay? So thank you so much for offering to be a moderator on this channel. Because as we grow, it gets to the point like that one stream I was on one live video, y'all, man, I was getting a lot of comments that I barely could keep up with. So I could definitely see why moderators needed. Okay, so going back to the storyline, thank you so much, Evan Swindler. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for all the other comments. So going back to the subject matter, and once again, I'll thank IDK1 that said hello, and the other person that said hello, it kind of disappeared because some of them kind of fade over time. Yeah, but I already said hello to that person as well. Okay, so going back to the subject matter, and thank you so much for loving this channel. We're a team here, and the insight comes from me and y'all and everybody that participates. Okay. And even for the people that don't really participate much, they're getting insight from all of us. Okay. So thank you so much. So anyway, going back to the subject matter with going back to the subject matter with the bestie that I grew up with, she mentions that she her son came back when she closed on her house. Now I already knew she had bought a house or is has a loan on a house. Okay, so please understand how I view purchasing property. Okay, so if you're not some billionaire and you take 150,000 and you just go buy a piece of property, what you're doing, you're getting a home loan. Okay, so buying a house, yes, you are paying off a house, you're purchasing a house, but when you buy a house, you say, yeah, I just paid that house off. I went in my account. I had I took some of my $1 billion out and I just bought a crib, which some people do that, y'all. Some people just outright just buy a house, right? Just like that. So what I do, I try to be more fact-based. So you have just gotten a home loan. If you did not purchase the house outright, you've gotten a home loan. The home is not paid off. And hopefully you pay it off so you don't lose it. Because if you don't pay it off, it's going to be foreclosed on, and the lenders are going to take it, or the government's going to end up with your property. So please pay it off if you have a home loan. So that's really what's happening in those situations. So it was my first time talking to her. Aware empaths, stop complimenting people so quick. You know why? It can hinder the relationship. You want to show people, I don't care about what you own. I don't. What I care most about is the funny way she treated me when I was displaced. That's what I care about. I don't care what she owns. When I met her when we were 6 years old, neither one of us owned a house. Our parents did. So I don't care what she owns, because the basis of our friendship is not based on properties, right? So what this can kind of do when you do this, when you're not so quick to compliment people and stuff like that, it can deter them from wanting to like contact you too much. And sometimes that's in your best interest. I was pretty much in a no contact with her. I don't care, and I already knew about the house, y'all. I don't care about it. I just don't. I just don't care about it at all. It really means nothing. I don't care if you rent. I just care that you're not sleeping outside. If you're my friend, I don't want you sleeping outside. I'm not really into if you bought a house or not. So what that's called, what she did, it's a form of insecurity that I'll pick up on right away. And what I do, I don't want to make you more insecure, right? And me complimenting you is not helping you become more secure. What's helping someone is promoting them in the areas that really make them more secure within themselves. So this is what I did. When she got off the phone and said her mom was calling, I said, oh yeah, go ahead and talk to your mother. So I encouraged a relationship with her mother. I sounded happy when her mother clicked in and she got off the phone with me. And I said, oh yeah, tell your mother I said hi. Tell your mother I said hello. So the way, when I see there's a self-esteem issue, I try to, as an aware empath, boost the self-esteem through more realistic, natural, and spiritual ways. Me complimenting her on her house, that's a materialistic item. That is not what's truly gonna promote self-esteem. People think it does, right? But look at the miserable people that have all the homes. And see, with me, I truly believe in Bob Marley's quote: they so poor, all they got is money. So there's not a bunch of compliments I'm going to be giving you on property, y'all. For one, I wasn't around when she did the work to get the property. So if I compliment somebody on their property, really, I'm complimenting the hard work they did. I didn't see any of that. It has nothing to do with me. So as an aware empath, what I do is I stay in my lane more. Stay out of people's business. I don't give a damn about the house. I ain't making no plans to go visit it. I don't talk to this prior best friend every day. I most likely ran her off because I didn't compliment the house. I ran her off as soon as the call came in. When I pointed out, you sound kind of angry, you okay? What I'm saying is, don't call me with that shit. Don't dump your mood on me. And the reason I'm like that, y'all, is because she's most likely still putting that downer in her system, the marijuana. Don't continue to put marijuana in your system and put all this shit in your system and then call me with this authoritative voice, dumping on me like you really not happy to call me. Call me when you happier, because I don't give a fuck about the house. I care about the mood you in when you calling me, and don't dump it off on me. That's the position I stand in. And having this position will stop people from contacting you that should not. Being a lady, I understand most other ladies, especially Southerners, most of them will not be loyal to me or any other lady. They just won't. If I'm going to receive any level of real loyalty, it will be from a man. Okay? Men that are rational and logical minded, that have a little spirituality in them, they will be a lot more loyal than my bestie that I grew up with will be. These type of men will also be more likely not to be on pot and marijuana. Okay? Now, why did I answer the call, or why am I talking about it and stuff like that? I don't hate her. I've lowered my emotional thinking. She can't hurt me anymore. If I ever was displaced again and she didn't ask me if me and my sons wanted to come stay, or at least let us sleep on a couch she had access to, her and her mom, it wouldn't bother me. I don't view these as people as that really love me. The only person that's going to love me is the Lord. Even a man that can be loyal ain't going to love me like the Lord will. So that's who I rely on. Not a bestie, not a man. I rely truly on the Lord. And I encourage ladies and men that are around me to rely on the Lord. What helped me out a lot, y'all, it wasn't becoming a Christian first. You know what helped me? Learn how to control my mood and be in the best of moods. What helped me with that is learning Buddhism, y'all. Zen Buddhism. That helps teach you behavior. And my good mood is just natural because I keep dope up out of me. Okay. Evan Swindler, you said you got to go because I can't get mod from anybody. I get it, but a person has to be looking for a moderator. Evan, it's not that I don't care about you. This is a commenter, y'all, that wants to be a moderator. Evan, you got to get more busier, right? Evan Swindler, thank you for tuning in and liking my channel, but you're here for a reason, right? You shouldn't care about if people care about you. If you caring about people caring about you, you're going to be miserable and depressed all the time. You suffering from depression, Evan Swindler? Because that's what it's going to lead to, caring if people care. You should not have enough time for that. If you care that people care about you, you got too much time on your hands, man. We got to get you uploading on your YouTube channel more and stuff like that. So Evan Swindler, is your YouTube channel the one that's under this name? What's your channel? Is it a different name for your channel so I can look it up and support your channel? Because that's what I want to do, is be more supportive. Read this comment from Evan Swindler, y'all. This will apply to y'all too. You should not be caring how people care about you. You're expecting too much. Most people will not care about you. You know who gonna care about you? Is you. You is who cares about you. You. Anybody else, you can't rely on them, y'all. They not gonna care. Because one, they not gonna know how to care. Two, they gonna have too many hangups and jealousy. Three, they're gonna be doing what my bestie's doing, mentioning some property and try to throw that in, trying to flex, y'all, show off and stuff like that. That's what most people are gonna be doing. So they're incapable of caring about you. When somebody's flexing about some bullshit property and stuff like that, they're incapable of that. Their minds are not spirit-filled enough with the Lord. Because I understand that a tornado or the wrong storm can come through and just blow the whole house down. Remember, what was it, the Three Little Pigs from back in the day? I will blow your house down. So you can't rely on that. You got to keep your homeowner's insurance and stuff like that. So, yeah, so you can't be tripping if people care. You got to get over that. Because you expecting way too much for today's world. You got to get too busy and be focused on more things. And so, and thank you so much for the other like. You got to be focused on more and not be tripping off if people care. So I hope this makes sense. So as an aware empath, one, you're going to stop complimenting people so quick. You ain't got to compliment people for everything they say they did. The compliment would have been disingenuous, because I've been knew about the house. Her aunt told me. I don't care. I already told her aunt that was good. She bought a house. I don't need to tell the bestie that. She should know I don't want her homeless and in the streets. But see, with these type of relationships, the reason they don't work is because of the comparison type stuff. When she first came up here, like back in 2018, because she always had the bigger booty than me. And she's like, turn around, Irene, let me see what your butt look like. We are full-grown women. I've had multiple children. My ass ain't that flat, y'all. Okay, if it was that freaking flat, hey, it ain't ran nobody off. I'll tell you that. And see, I don't get into these comparisons because men ain't just looking at how big your behind is. They looking at how pretty that face look too. I don't get into those type of comparisons because there's no comparison. The average friend I have from childhood, the average friend I have at this age will look older than me. That's the bottom line. Will they be uglier than me? No, I'm not saying that. They will look older because they haven't done the work and stayed off smoking and cigarettes and stuff like that and alcohol in the way that I have. A lot of times they don't know what to do with their skin like I do. They take away the natural stuff that we had growing up. No weaves, no fake hair. I wear my real hair. Natural beauty always overrides a bunch of shit you buy that's fake. A woman always gonna look better with her real eyebrows than some woman that then chopped her damn eyebrows off and drew some on. I'm sorry. Yeah, the media teaches you that the woman with the drawn on eyebrows look better, but she just won't. So it don't matter how big my bestie ass is. It don't matter the house she's bought. If we walked outside together, who they gonna think the oldest? And we the same age. See, I don't do comparisons like that because at the root of it, most ladies don't want to do the comparison with me. They really don't want to do a comparison with me. They don't. And I don't want to do my friends that way. I'm never going to look at one of my friends and be like, damn, dog, you look 25 motherfucking years older than me. I'm not that type of friend. Somebody else might say that, but I'm not that type of friend. Okay, so that's the bottom line, and that's why these bestie relationships. My bestie looks beautiful for her age, right? But I just got some different type of genes, y'all. And when you smoke cigarettes and smoke marijuana and put all that alcohol in you often, you are not going to age out. Eventually, you're not going to age out the way I do, because eventually that's going to catch up with you. For a while, we're going to be looking the same if you got some good genes too. But over time, it's going to catch up with you. Nobody that has consumed alcohol in their body, smoked a lot of cigarettes and marijuana, and gained hella weight, they 300 pounds and all of that, they not gonna look better than me or age out the way I do because of what they've done to the body. Bottom line. It's just not gonna work. And that's the stuff you need to be focused on. Forget some house. You sitting up in some house, 30 years old, looking like you 150 and been ran over by a train. Fuck that shit. That ain't with beautiful photos on the wall. Ooh, look at my artwork. Fuck the artwork. Like right now, where I got this little makeshift studio, this wall right here is completely empty. There's nothing on it, right? There's nothing on this wall. I'm more concerned about my appearance and my health right now than just looking at something pretty on the wall. So in these type of bestie relationships, those are the barriers that will be involved, especially as we age out and people are more and more insecure. So I'm just explaining, I don't care about some house. I don't need to compliment the house because I don't go in the house. I didn't help her buy it. She just called me and kind of threw it in because she want to point out when her house closed, that's when her son came back. I don't care. I just want to know about the kids and if her son is there. I used to send her, when she was renting, I used to send her like little gifts and stuff to her house when she was renting before she bought her house. So I don't care what she buys because I was supportive of her when she was renting. So none of it matters to me, y'all. As you become an aware empath, one of the beautiful things of this is everything don't matter to you no more. Certain things do, but you're out of your emotional thinking. And what happens is once you come out of that emotional thinking, you will realize that most stuff that mattered really don't. You should not be competing with the Joneses. Okay? And stop competing with your friends and just stop that behavior. I did it passive aggressively. I supported what I wanted to. I supported that phone call she was taking from her mom. Because when we was growing up as kids, I loved her mom a lot. Me and her mom don't talk now, and we live in the same state. Her mom doesn't call me because I'm not her daughter. She calls her daughter. My mom's deceased. Her mom cares nothing about me because we grown women now. That's just how the game rolls, y'all. Her mom don't care one shit about me. My bestie may a little bit, but her mom don't care. And that's why these situations dwindle out and they play out and they take its course. Now, do her mama hate me? No, I don't think she hates me. I've done nothing to her. Her mom has given me excellent advice. One time her mom said, she told me back in like 2018, something is not wrong if you don't think it's wrong. If you think it's right and you want to do it, then do it. And I get that advice. I think that's beautiful advice. And she's not talking about no crime, y'all. She ain't saying if you think robbing the store up the street, if you think that's right, go do it. She's talking about non-criminal activity, y'all. The advice that she's giving me would apply more to relationships, careers I want to go in, stuff like that. So that's what her mom is talking about. I care about my bestie that I grew up with, and I care about her mother. Would I be all falling out crying if one of them died? No, it's not rational to do so. Unaware empaths, we do a lot of shit that's not rational because we live in the past too much. We live way in the past too much. It's not rational to sit up and cry too hard when somebody died, when they were willing to leave you and your kids in a vehicle at night where anybody could have walked up to the vehicle and shot you and your kids in your head while you in the vehicle. I came out of it fine because the Lord loved me and my children. None of us are homeless or displaced right now, but I don't sit around and cry with these people. I was probably already an aware empath when I didn't know what the word was. I never got emotional with her. I just left her alone, y'all. I wasn't tripping off this woman or her mama. I might even call her mama one day just to say hi or go hang out with her mom. But these people don't get a great abundance of my time. They just don't. What they need my time for? Somebody that's smoking pot still and they going into their middle age. If you want to have better relationships with your friends and your friends have gotten off pot or never did pot in the first place, or marijuana or cigarettes and some of that stuff, you got to get off these substances, y'all. I did a video talking about when I was drinking Coca-Cola. I find that I'm not affiliated with soda drinkers that are addicted to soda pop. I was just talking to a sister today. We were talking about soda pop. She's pretty much done with soda pop herself. She very rarely drinks that. We're both pretty much off soda pop. Most of the time I drink tea, water. Coffee is where I gotta make sure I control that. But I'm not addicted to coffee. I'm just not. I drank 2 cups of coffee, 2 big cups of coffee one day and got sick, y'all. I love my body. I love that it makes me sick before I die from it, right? So, basically, that's what it boils down to. Is self-control, y'all. Self-control. So I'm just giving you tactics. And I'm telling you also why sometimes me, you, and others, we experience so many problems, you know, or experience so many problems. If you ain't trying to get married to a person, stop complimenting them every day. And then make sure if you're giving compliments, you know that that's your wife or husband. Stop complimenting freaking people all the freaking time. Because what you're doing when you compliment them too much If I would have told my bestie that I grew up with, if I would have said, oh yeah, congratulations on the house, she gonna keep fucking calling me. She wants me to continue to validate her ass. That doesn't help her self-esteem. It actually makes it lower. And if her self-esteem, if she wants to create a false self-esteem based on material things, like a vehicle and a car, like a vehicle and a house, we ain't compatible no more. Because that's not the basis of our relationship. My friendship with her was never based on what she has. And I'm not stupid, y'all. This is the thing with these type of situations. I know how people budget, right? I've been around millionaires that won't own anything. They won't buy anything. The only thing they'll buy is like a little $3,000 car. A lot of rich people don't own stuff. They just own the clothes on their back and they rent. Imagine renting and you go to your savings account and it's $5 million in there. $5 million is in your account because you don't own shit. See, I'm hip to the game, y'all. My bestie, she always was a bad saver, and I've gotten better with that. So her having a house doesn't mean she got more money in the bank. I could say, bestie, let's check our accounts. Let's see how much money you got, dog. My account might have more in it. Her account might be overdrawn and mine got 8,000. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying I have 8,000. I'm just giving you an example. So that's the type of stuff that I'm hip to. See, I learned being in all that debt, credit cards, vehicles, home loans and all that stuff. If you want to buy something, buy. I encourage you to purchase a home because look at how high the rents are now. My rent's very high. I'm paying it. I can still save a few dollars every month and pay it. We okay. But complimenting people on the first phone call, you don't even know really why they calling you, right? Y'all don't understand that two people could just be on the phone talking about you like a damn dog. I don't really think she's cut like that. I just think it's clear that we have outgrown one another. We are not compatible. And I supported the spiritual and emotional things. I want her to have that. Her mother may pass away. That's one of the things I had with my mom too. Me and my mom talked 2 and 3 times a day before she passed away. Years before she passed away, me and my mom was in contact. We talked throughout the day. When I got off work, I would call her in the afternoon and stuff like that. We would be on the phone for hours and hours at a time. That's the least that a neglectful mom can do, right? Because my bestie mom neglected her as well. Now, I think my mother was more neglectful, and I'm going to tell you why. While I was at my bestie's house, her mother would take us places and do things with us, be there at dance school. So I think my mother was even more neglectful than my bestie's mom. I really do. At least my bestie lived in the home with her mother most of her life. I lived in the home with my mother part of my life. I stayed some weekends with her, when my grandmother put me on punishment, y'all. My grandmother, she sent me over there where it wasn't no money, y'all. It was a freaking punishment, too. It was a punishment. Like, damn, mama, do we have any money to go to the fucking zoo? Shit, this is like real poverty here. So it worked. My grandmother, when she sent me to my mama's for the weekend, I didn't give her no problems for about 6 months. Because I'm like, yeah, I see what you're saying. It was crazy. That was my grandmother's tactic. Hey, you don't appreciate it here? I'm going to send you to your mama's for the weekend. One time my mama had a man so big, y'all. You know, like the sofa. You got the couch and the sofa combination. My mama had a man so big. His name was Ernest, y'all. And he took up the whole sofa. I knew not to go sit where he was at. It's no space. I didn't have nothing against the man. He wasn't mean to me or anything, but Ernest, if I had to pick a number, good 500 pounds, I knew my mama was desperate. I said, oh God. I went back and reported it to my grandmother. I say, and I think he ate up all the food. Nothing was in the refrigerator. Okay, and the floor of the kitchen, you have to walk up this big old flight of steps to get to the house part. I mean, big old flight of steps. And once you get up to the top of the steps, the floor is slanted and shit. So you go in the kitchen and you kind of like fall back like you falling down the hill, right? None of this happens at my grandmother's, right? When you walk up the steps in my grandmother's restaurant or any of her residence that she owned, because my grandmother owned properties as well, because we were staying in one of the properties before we moved in the home part of the restaurant. When I walk up my grandmother's steps, I don't walk up and then fall back, y'all, like I'm falling down the hill. So yeah, not to talk about my mama place, but it just was not as comfortable as what my grandmother was providing. That's why I was sent there for a punishment, y'all. It's punishment. And it worked. Shit, like I got back, I was like, I'm back. Thank you. Yeah, I was one of them kids, but yeah, Ernest, he took up that whole sofa. I ain't fuck with Ernest. He already know I'm not your stepdaughter, okay? I don't know you. I just had met him. That particular boyfriend was chasing my mama because he was an abuser, and my mama had to jump off the patio or balcony, and she ended up breaking both of her legs, y'all. She didn't need surgery or anything, but she broke both legs fucking around with Ernest. Big ass, right? And like I said, he's probably, say, 500 pounds. Good 500 pounds. He wasn't ugly or nothing, but I just wouldn't fuck around with no man that big. But my mama was going through something. That's what you call desperate, y'all. That's called desperate. Now, the husband my mom had before she passed away, he was a decent man. I liked him, and he was not 500 pounds, okay? Christian man and stuff like that. So, she did better. She developed a better relationship with me. I continued to visit her on and off when I came back to St. Louis, and things were just fine. I have no hate for my mom, my bestie, or anybody. But going back to the best friend situation, we just got to learn to not be so overly complimenting people, okay? It's unnecessary, and it's a flaw. You want to become an aware empath, not an unaware one. Don't compliment people if you don't really mean it from the heart to. If you're complimenting somebody and you're just saying it just because that's protocol or that's the right thing to say, you shouldn't just be saying it just because it's the right thing to say. You should be saying it because that's how you really feel. And she may call me and we talk about the house again. After 4 or 5 phone calls with her, maybe I could say, congratulations on your house if it comes up again. But we never talked again. I called her back. She didn't answer, and she said she was at work. I'm fine. I don't need her in my life. Sometimes when you went no contact with people, they want to come back for revenge, y'all. They mad at you because you cut them off. And it's more of a revenge tactic that they're coming back for. When you go no contact with someone and it's someone that didn't really do nothing real bad to you, and you've lowered your emotional thinking, So you're not mad with this person anymore, and you've just gotten over the past. You should already have enough to do in your life. No contact allows you to build your life. I've been in this no contact with her for years now. It's been 6, 7 years. Since that time, I have this channel here. So since no contact, I've had this channel right here for 4 years. So that means that 3 years of my no contact with her, 3 years into that no contact, I started my own channel. She's telling me about her house, but I'm not telling her about my channel. Because I don't need my memory left with her. People are not going to support your channel anyway. Let me tell you something about a channel. I rarely tell people, right? I don't tell people about this channel often, because if I tell a lady or a female friend, all they gonna do is talk about me behind my back and call me crazy and all kind of other bad names, or they're not gonna listen to the channel at all. Okay, they're just not gonna listen to my channel. They'll listen to a couple of videos. If I tell a man about the channel, the only way a man is gonna really support it is if he's a YouTuber with me. Okay, so if I got married tomorrow, my husband is not going to support my channel. And that's why I stay single. Men are not really supportive as well. The only way I'll probably get the support is if my man was a YouTuber himself, or he's interested in becoming a YouTuber. Even then, if I had a man, he might be slightly jealous of my channel. A lot of men don't like women to accomplish and be doing things. They don't. They just don't. So either way, I don't tell people. Who's going to support my channel is y'all, the viewers. The average person that knows me will not support my channel. Nobody that personally knows me is going to call me and say, that was a good video you did. I think you did a great job. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my lemonade and stuff. Nobody that knows me. And I hope, I don't know if Evan Swindler went anywhere, the gentleman that feels like nobody cares about him. Nobody that knows me, and I know this for a fact, is going to call me. They'll listen to my video, but they're not going to call and say, you did a good job on that video. Nobody that knows you is going to do that. So that's why I don't, because people that know you, they're going to look for things that you're saying that shows that you are not doing a good job. That's why they call them haters. They're going to be looking for things that you say to show that you are not doing a good job. Or they're going to start arguments with you because they feel like your advice is becoming too powerful. And so they want to devalue you and take you down a peg or two to make you feel like you're not all of that. So I don't, most people in my life don't know about my channel. Now, the people I do tell, they kind of participate in my channel. Sometimes a relative may allow me to record them and I'll tell them, you're on my channel. I'll do like I did with my cousin. He participated on my channel, right? But even that, he's not going to be asking if he could do an interview on my channel because people don't support the channel all the time. So if you get a channel, be careful telling everybody. I never tell anyone about my channel if they work with me. Never do that. If you have a channel, do not tell your co-workers about your channel because it will get you fired. Okay? I talk about a lot of personal things on here. Some of what I say my perspective may seem or feel like a violation of people racial boundaries and stuff, I might say something on here and somebody might say that's racist or whatever, that's mean or whatever. So I would not share, and I do not share my channel with anyone that I'm in an employed situation with. Whether I volunteer, I'm being paid for the job, I don't do that. And I asked my relative that's still at home to do the same thing, but he doesn't listen. He goes and he tells his co-workers about my channel. And you know what my relative and his co-workers does? They talk about me, y'all. They talk about me because I'm monetized and I ain't getting my paycheck from my YouTube channel. So even my own relative goes to work and him and his buddy talks about my channel. They do. My relative is at home right now on YouTube. You think he listening to my channel? No. I mean, and that's the problem, you know, that's the difference between the financially rich and the financially poor, is because the financially rich, they're more supportive of their family members. They just are. Nobody's gonna point it out to my estranged kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews. The narcissists that are taking care of young relatives, they're not going to say, listen to your grandma or listen to your auntie on her channel. They're not going to support it, y'all. They may fake support it. If I had 1 million subscribers and they thought I was bringing in 50 grand a month on the channel, they'll fake support it because they want something from me. And that's just how that would work out. But nobody's going to be supporting it. So if you're considering getting a YouTube channel, just take this advice. I highly advise you to not tell those that are closest to you about your channel. I talk to, and then once I tell people about my channel, I don't keep pointing out, hey, I got to call you back. I'm on a live or I'm doing a video. I don't keep pointing that out because that's kind of like a form of flexing and bragging. Once you tell somebody about your channel, whether they be a man or a female or a lady, a man or a lady, once you tell somebody about your channel, you don't have to keep pointing out, I'm on my channel, I'm doing a live, I'm uploading a video. That goes against privacy. Just be more private. Once you tell somebody about your channel, this is what I do. I give you the information, okay? If I say, I'm very selective with who I tell. So if I say, okay, this is my channel, I do lives, I upload. If they don't mention to me, this is the correct way it should work. Okay, this is the correct way, and this is called reciprocating. This is reciprocation. So if you tell me about your channel, I should ask you questions about your channel. Have you uploaded lately? You need any videos, ideas? That's someone that's supporting your channel. I have a cousin that does that. He gives me video ideas, and some of the video ideas he has covered, I have covered on this channel. So he does do that. I still got video ideas that my cousin has given me that I haven't covered yet because I can only do so many videos at a time. So that's a way that I would support the channel. But most people are just not going to do it. That's not going to be the way it happens. And actually, it can cause you to lose friendships. If you tell people that, especially people you talking to on the phone, if you tell them about your channel. Especially when you have a channel that's not in your name. Now, I could send someone to my personal channel that I use my name on. You know, if I want like to leave a memory behind, I could send them my personal channel or something. But that's just how I feel. And these tactics that I use in my daily life gives me a great bit of peace in my life. And I'm not upset. waking up angry, and I keep a overall good mood. And that's pretty much it. Um, oh, my son Elijah. I'll give y'all the update on that because I did some lives about him. He hung up on me, and I have not called the man back. Right? Just leave people alone. Once people get to the point, y'all, let me tell you something. Don't feel bad when you let people go that do certain things, right? So it could be your own son or your relative or whomever else. Once that person is willing to cuss you out like a dog and call you all kind of horrible names, and they got their girlfriend or whomever, their friends sitting right there, and none of the friends stop it. None of them say, man, don't do that. Don't talk to your mom like that. The person's dead. They're gone, y'all. This is someone that Satan has captured. So I don't continue to call people when Satan has already kidnapped them from me. He hung up on me. Elijah hung up on me. I ain't called back. He doing me a favor, man. I don't need that in my life. My energy is to be used for positive stuff. I'm making him famous. He talking all this stuff and on my channel. Okay. So he's not doing nothing to make me famous or put me in a good light. Okay. So let people come around on their own. But you got to have a strict boundary. So this is a boundary. I'm going to give you a personal boundary that'll help you. When you are arguing with someone and you are having disputes, a lot of people may disagree with this. You should not be having the disputes in front of other people. It goes against privacy. A lot of abusers, I mean pathological abusers, they will not argue with you in front of other people. But that's because they have ulterior motive, y'all. So they won't argue with you in front of other people because they don't want to leave evidence of what they're doing. That's a pathological abuser. Okay, so take that trait and that activity that they do and use it in your personal life. You should not be cussing people out in front of your friends and family members. It's highly disrespectful. So the thing with Elijah that I'll say, being my son, I don't want that type of relationship with him. There's no privacy there. I can never talk to him and he's available to talk. Somebody that's willing to cuss you out in front of other people, that's their way of bragging, y'all. They trying to show the world and the people they're around how much they hate you. Call me all kind of bitches and everything. He wants to show his girlfriend how much he hate me. And I'm the reason he's not locked up right now. If it wasn't for me, the state was willing to charge him with 3 felonies, y'all. I helped stop that. I did. But no more favors for this man. It's just over with. So watch those type of relationships where y'all are arguing or someone is abusing you in front of somebody. They don't care anything about you. They just don't. So when people hang up on you and move on, just let them go. You ain't missing nothing. What you missing? Being called some more names? So as an aware empath, you should be like, whew, thank you. They stopped calling. Aware empaths, we're different than unaware empaths because unaware empaths, they be crying and stuff when people stop calling them. Just crazy. Oh, somebody stopped calling me. You should be glad they not reaching out to you. And they treating you like you're not even human is how you being treated. Treating you very, very bad. And you missing somebody that treats you bad like that. It's just unacceptable, y'all. So again, thank you so much for the comments. I apologize to Evan Swindler about the bullying that he's experienced, and thank you so much for everyone that left the comments. Um, Thank you, Evan Swindler, for volunteering to be a moderator of mine. I appreciate that. And thank you so much. And thank you all for supporting the channel. And share the videos, like the videos. If you are in any groups on Facebook, share the video to your groups too. That helps, other people as well. So share the videos to your Facebook groups, and just share the videos on whatever platforms that you can share the video, and share other people's videos too, not just mine. Okay. So again, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to get off this video right now, and get off this live, and thank y'all so much. Thank you. Bye. Hopefully these tips help you out. You can always, once the live ends, leave a comment as well, y'all. I answer questions for free. So if you want to leave any comments in any of my videos, I will answer your question for free. Thank you. Bye. Tune in for more.